Miscreants set fire to 3 bikes in Jayanagar 3rd block. The incident woke up the residents in the area. They set fire to bikes that were parked in front of the house. The incident occurred at around 11:30 in the night. The residents were able to douse the flames, but by then the bikes were severely damaged. The Tilaknagar police are investigating the case. A case of wanton vandalism has surfaced from Jayanagar, where 3 bikes were set on fire by miscreants. The residents woke up due to the fire, but when they tried dousing it, the damage had already been done as the fire had spread and destroyed most of the bike. 3 bikes were gutted because of this incident. The police are taking the issue very seriously and have launched an investigation. The incident occurred at around 11:30 in the night. The residents woke up because they were able to see the fire that was blazing in front of their house. They came out and were able to douse the flames, but by then the fire had damaged the 3 bikes. The police are trying to figure out which gang is behind it and what was the motivation in vandalizing the vehicles of these residents. 3 bikes were damaged in a fire that was set up by miscreants in Jayanagar 3rd block. This wanton act of vandalism was noticed by the residents when the bikes were up in flames. In fact, these bikes were parked in front of their houses when this incident took place. They've informed the Tilaknagar police, and the police are on the lookout for these vandals. The residents were able to manage to douse the flames, but by then the damages had already been done. The 3 bikes had suffered severe damages. Months after the Indian Aviation Ministry lifted the ban on flying super jumbos into the country, India will soon see the mighty airplanes operational. Here's a report.
Airbus A380 all set to make its debut in India. Yes, Singapore Airlines will pioneer the operation of Airbus A380 aircraft in the country. The air service provider will fly the world's largest passenger jet aircraft to Delhi and Mumbai from May 30th. With this, Singapore Airlines will become the first carrier to fly the super jumbos into India. The Indian Aviation Ministry had implemented a ban on super jumbos in an effort to help struggling domestic carriers cope up with global competition. The mighty airplane is now all set to fly into India after the ban was lifted earlier this year. Singapore Airlines, Emirates and Lufthansa had expressed interest in flying A380s into India on various international routes. But Singapore Airlines has taken the first step. Sources said that Emirates and Lufthansa are eyeing to operate A380s in the country, considering India is the second most populous country. Singapore Airlines officials said that they are pleased to initiate the Super Jumbo service in India. We have been keen to operate the Airbus A380 to India and are glad that the air service agreement between Singapore and India now allows us to do so. And we are very pleased more of our customers will soon be able to experience the spaciousness and comfort of the world's largest aircraft. Presently, only 4 airports, namely Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Bengaluru, have the infrastructure to accommodate the double-decker planes, which can seat up to 850 passengers in a single-class configuration. After about 7 years after the aircraft made its entry into commercial service, it has entered the Indian market. A News9 report.
Temperature in Bengaluru has crossed the normal summer threshold, which has left many longing for some rains. If you're one of them, you might not have to wait for long.
Summer has just set in and the scorching sun has already left many wanting to see the end of it. Well, here is some pleasant news if you're not a big fan of summer in Bengaluru. The satellite visuals you see here are that of the Indian Ocean surrounding Lakshadweep Islands. According to the Met Department, the storm gathering around these islands might soon reach the Indian west coast, bringing with it a shower in summer.
As far as Bangalore is concerned, the last 2 days, the highest maximum temperature was 36.2 degrees Celsius, which is about 2 degrees compared to the normal. Normally is supposed to be 34 degrees around this time, and it is 36. And coming 3 days, we are expecting rain or thunder showers over coastal Karnataka. And the temperature is also expected to fall by at least 1 degree in coming 24 hours. So we are expecting for Bangalore city maximum of 35 degrees Celsius.
The storm has already influenced the weather in Dakshina Kannada with light showers. It is soon set to move towards Bengaluru, which means the afternoons might not be as hot anymore. Summer in Bengaluru usually means a 34-degree temperature. This year it has gone up to over 36 degrees. If the storm moves north instead of west, there is a possibility of Bengaluru seeing about 44 millimeters of rains. This is expected to come as a relief for residents. Shobha Jojiga, News 9, Bengaluru.
The king of good times, Vijay Mallya, may now lose his Kingfisher brand. Lenders have started the process of selling brands associated with the grounded Kingfisher Airlines, and the ones up for grabs include Kingfisher, Fly the Good Times and the Flying Models. The sale will not directly impact Mallya's flagship beer brand by the same name. That's because the airline and the beer brands are registered under different categories. However, Dutch giant Heineken, which is the largest shareholder in United Breweries, makers of Kingfisher beer, has reportedly expressed concern about the sale of the surrogate Kingfisher Airline brand. Kingfisher Airlines, which has not flown since October 2012 and whose license has been suspended, owes rupees 8,000 crores to banks. With no sign of airline repaying this huge amount, banks had earlier started the process of selling pledged properties and now is eyeing Kingfisher brand that some years ago was valued at rupees 3,000 crores. Bankers hope to recover only about rupees 1,000 crore by selling some pledged properties, helicopters and other assets. Hence, they are now looking at selling the brand to at least recover a fraction of the controversial loans, and they kept giving the KFA despite its failing health. Kingfisher as a brand could in fact face trouble, with a part of its branding being sold out by the lenders who want to make good of the bad debts that they have incurred by giving loans to Kingfisher. Bengaluru Karaga, one of the oldest festivals celebrated in the city, will begin on April 12th. A tradition of the Tigla community, the annual festival is observed in areas around the Sri Dharmas Narayana Swami temple in Chikpet. The celebrations will commence on Saturday night and go on till midnight of April 15th, when the mega procession of the goddesses will take place. Since there is no restriction from the Election Commission, rituals will be observed as per schedule. The roots of the Karaga go back over 5 centuries and to the Tigla community, which has kept the festival alive over the centuries. Mystery shrouds the origin of the Tiglas. By one account, the Tiglas sprung from the loins of the sage Angirasa, whose progeny were the founders of most of the dynasties of South India.